Hi, Thomas from Field Tennis. Should you do a lot of small steps when you're setting up for the shot, or should you do just a few bigger ones but efficient ones? Should you always step into the ball, or should you play modern open stance forehand? Should you extend long through the ball, or should you make a short follow through towards your shoulder? Should you always swing low to high, or can you sometimes swing high to low? Are you confused? That's why I'm starting a new series of videos called It Depends, that explains how to make sense of this seemingly conflicting tennis instruction. The first topic we're going to cover is the idea of making a lot of small steps before you set up for the shot. Now, this is a good advice, but it applies only in certain situations. Namely, you must have a lot of time. If you don't have a lot of time and you're trying to make a lot of small steps, this will take a lot of time to set up. So making a lot of small steps takes time. So if you don't have a lot of time when the ball is coming towards you, that means that you're going to set up for the shot very late, and then you will feel rushed. Probably you're going to hit the ball late. So it's very important that you don't follow this advice blindly of making a lot of small steps, but that you know when you can apply it.
I'm going to show you a few different situations in which we'll observe the number of steps. This first one is just a friendly, cooperative rally with my friend, and I'll blur the top so you can focus better just on the footwork. As you can see, I make very few steps, most of the time just 2 or 3. Sure, the balls are coming nicely back to me, but even so, I do know that many club players make many more steps in this same situation than I do. As I said before, lots of steps can make you anxious, as you feel you're running out of time as the ball gets closer and closer, and you still haven't set up and calmed down for the shot. In this second part, I'm trying to do a lot of small steps, as I'm supposed to do based on some tennis instruction out there. While I'm forcing myself to do a lot of small steps, I'm also thinking to myself, why must I do so many small steps if the ball is within my reach? It feels very unnatural to just do a lot of small steps when I could set up for the stroke much earlier. In fact, I missed my last shot simply because I was paying attention to my feet instead of having a clear intention of the trajectory of the ball that I was about to hit. In this third part, I want to show you 2 situations where lots of small steps make sense and is actually very beneficial to your shot. As you can see, I received a very slow, short ball, and I had enough time to find my perfect distance to the ball and hit it at the optimal height. I did not think about making a lot of small steps, but instead I was thinking of getting into a perfect position to hit an accurate shot. Lots of small steps allowed me to position perfectly for the shot, and therefore hit it with power and accuracy at the same time.
Let's take a look at Roger Federer's footwork and see how many steps he takes to set up for the shot. As you saw in this first backhand, he took only 2 steps. Here's another one, so after split step we just see 1 and 2 touches of the ground. Here's another backhand, so split step 1, 2 and 3 touches of the ground. So if we play this video further, you will see that this pattern keeps repeating. He usually makes 2 or 3 steps or 2 or 3 touches of the ground before he makes a shot. So where does this idea of many small steps for the shot come from if Roger keeps doing only 2 or 3 steps for each shot? It comes from counting all the steps from one shot to the next one, and that includes the recovery steps and the split step. So if we add up the recovery steps, the split step, and steps to set up for the shot, then we can count quite a few more steps. And in my opinion, this number has been wrongly attributed to the steps needed to position for the shot, whereas in reality there are very few steps taken to set up for the shot for the simple reason of lack of time. In this point that you just observed, the time from opponent's hit of the ball to Roger's hit of the ball was between 1 and 1.2 seconds. So Roger typically had only around 1 second of time to position for the shot, and obviously he cannot make a lot of steps in this short amount of time. The only case where he did make 6 steps to position for the shot is when he approached the net on a slow defensive ball, where he had enough time to make that many steps. So the only situation where the pros do make a lot of steps when they position for the ball is when they are receiving a very slow defensive ball. But as you have seen here, in most cases, They take only between 2 and 3 steps to position for the shot because there is simply not enough time to make more steps.
So in conclusion, should you make a lot of small steps or just a few bigger ones? The answer is, it depends. If you have a lot of time when you're positioning to hit a shorter ball, then smaller steps will help you find that ideal distance from the ball that will allow you to hit with power and accuracy. On the other hand, if the ball is coming right at you, or if it's fast and you don't have much time, then take minimum number of steps that put you in a good position, as that will help you time your stroke better. One more suggestion. Ideally, you shouldn't think about your feet at all when you play. You should only pay attention to the ideal distance from the ball, and your feet will do the rest. But in case you were not sure whether you should focus on making a lot of small steps or just a few bigger ones, then hopefully this video helped you realize that the actual answer is, it depends. Thanks for watching, and if you liked this video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel or to my newsletter on fieldtennis.net, and you'll be notified when a new video is released.